All right, let's move on to the next topic. Let's get a little energy. I feel we're down. Just so the viewers know, we just came back from a crushing.
Well, throw it to me now because
Jesus. Throne.
Well, I mean, topic-wise, yeah. So we just came from playing soccer. It was an entertaining game. It had it up and downs. For them. We didn't play as well as we should have. We tied 1-1.
2-2.
2-2.
2-2. I wasn't even I didn't know what's going on.
I feel like we're low. Like, I think we're a little tired. Jamie and I, no big deal, crushed the workout at like 7:30 in the morning.
I woke up early today too.
Yeah, we're all up early. We all went to work. We all went to soccer. Now we're doing this second job, making that YouTube money. we're tired. I think I know I'm a little hesitant. Like, I know my kid just went to bed. I don't know how this sound's gonna work. This could be the last episode ever.
2 floors could be pretty good, I think.
And the door's closed. And
So
and Seth's got to be watching
today.
TV by now.
We gotta shake it out. We gotta shake it out. It's
Sorry,
new venue, new things. But we'll get better. We'll back into our rhythm, and we'll be rocking and rolling in no time. We talked about some new exciting things that we're gonna hopefully do.
We've been talking
we're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it.
We've been talking about this since day one.
Right, but I think now it's actually like
Cooking with Vince.
Cooking with Vince was a big idea that we haven't implemented yet. But that's
we're
a huge
3
one.
months into
this channel. Now it's time that we start doing these type of things.
Maybe.
Should we call it Cooking with Vince or Cooking for Jesus?
Cooking with Vince, because sometimes he eats too. So going back to soccer, we sucked. But the reason I wanted to talk about it, we play soccer all the time, but we don't talk about it. Today I want to talk about it because I got my ass kicked today. I got a couple of cleats right to the ankle, sorry. And it's all swollen. And
zoom in on that.
Yeah, zoom in on that ankle. It's all swollen. It's all like red. And it's killing me right now.
What a trooper.
But I walked it off. Now, you are notorious for getting injured every single game. Not every single game, but your injuries. So I want to talk about like memorable injuries you've had. Like we mentioned yours. Yours is not really an injury per se.
It did.
Well, the topic could be just ailments, I guess. You can broaden the spectrum a little bit.
But make the topic name injuries.
What things have broken you down as a human being?
I think it goes down with getting a little older too. Like I feel like now it's a little hard to bounce back from like things like that. Like so,
we've talked about getting older and we've talked about bouncing back from this stuff. But wait, let's start off weak and finish strong here.
Okay.
Let's not end on this. What did you buy for Black Friday? Oh, nothing. Okay, next topic. You have never had any injuries, so let's start with you. Like,
okay, so he's never had any injuries, right? I find that to be false.
No, I played hockey my whole life.
Yeah,
I played soccer with you guys. I've played various things. I've never broken a bone.
Okay.
I've never like gotten knocked down so hard.
Never sprained an ankle. I couldn't get
it back up. No, like I've never had to like really put ice on something because I was like couldn't walk. Just one time, and it wasn't even a big thing. I remember getting hit in hockey one time, where I actually feel like I blacked out for half a second because I just got blindsided, hit. I was on the ground, and I've always been the type of guy, I'll get back up and get off the ice. That was the only time I couldn't get back up. But I never broke anything, never had anything.
But like, I actually walked off and then actually played another shift.
Yeah. Some of these guys that we play against the Hershey Center,
but
dude.
this sucks right now. Like now it's afterwards is when it's like starts throbbing and like it's going to blow up.
But no one on our team, when we play soccer, no one on our team ever gets hit and like, and falls down and they're hurting like bloody murder. But these other...
Except for William. That guy's got to go work the next day. Remember that time?
Yeah. But it seems like all these teams that we play that like, you just do this, man, and they fall down and have to cry bloody murder. I know it's partly the sport and they're trying to get the call, sure. But it just bothers me. It's not competitive. It's not sportsmanlike.
That's true.
So if I can physically walk off the field, I will.
Yeah. So you've never been injured, but the one, like, it's not again an injury, but like...
Well, my joke is I have like one surgery a year, but it's not really true. So I had my appendix taken out when if we're talking about ailments, I had my appendix taken out when I was like 1 or 2. I've had a tumor on my spinal cord, as you all know. Everyone thought I was bitching about just a neck injury, but I went to Vegas.
That to me is the greatest thing of all time, because I'll give you so much credit for that, because we just thought you were a giant bitch. Like, you just thought you were like, Jamie, just...
And when we went to Vegas that year for Vince's bachelor party in 2013, at that point, did you know it was a tumor?
Yeah, and the doctor said, like...
Don't travel.
don't play sports and kind of take it easy. I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to Vegas like next week. Because we went in March, I think, and my surgery was at like the tail end of March, I think.
No, but you didn't know when we went to Vegas. You still thought it was just like a neck
Oh,
pain.
I think you're right.
because
think so.
because you found out and like on a Monday and on the Friday you had surgery. Like it was like a super quick turnaround.
Ish, yeah. It was like a week.
Yeah,
week
you
and a
didn't
half.
know.
I think you're right. I think
We
you're
just
right.
still thought you were just being a wuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
We-
came to Vince's stag like the day after surgery.
Yeah,
which was awesome.
you were gross because you like literally came from the hospital,
I
but
had
there
a
was still
zipper.
dried up blood on the back of your head.
Oh yeah, because they put screws in my head.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. I had my kidney thing this year, 2016.
Kidney stones.
Kidney stones. That sucked. They say like
Have you had your tonsils removed?
no. Anyways, they say like the closest guys can get to pregnancy, like the pain of giving birth, is kidney stones.
I feel like
And-
women all over, like the 5
Well, it's a well known thing.
wives that
So
watch
I'm
this.
not trying to
I know.
preach my pain bearing, but kidney stones sucked ass. Like that was horrible. The tumor was 10 times worse. 10 times worse. I couldn't
What
move.
was your day to day like? We were out partying, drinking for Vince's bachelor party, and the next day you died hard. Like you couldn't get up.
I had
Every
to shower
morning-
you.
Every morning when I woke up with that thing towards the tail end, I couldn't move my neck. Like nothing could move. And then as the day went on, it would slowly like loosen up almost. So that's why I thought it was like a sports injury or something for the longest time. Because why would a tumor like get better as the day went on, right?
Good guy tumor.
Yeah, it loosens up. He just
It
wakes
just got
up.
progressively worse, and then like the surgery got moved up so quick because of where it was and how serious it actually was, which
Remember
I don't
how-
think ever really clicked in my head.
Do you remember
how
like when
serious
he just before the surgery he got like close to God, like not close to God, but
it
like
was.
all,
No, zero.
but like you got all like sentimental and
With
kind of
what?
family. No, I remember.
No,
You
I
remember any of that?
Don't recall that.
You,
at all.
you didn't not close to God, but you got like super sentimental near the end, like
Near the end.
like right before your surgery, you got all like
I don't remember this
weird
at all.
like families, all that matters. Like yeah,
That doesn't sound like me at all.
I know it
I must
doesn't-
have been high on
it doesn't-
Percocets.
It doesn't sound like
He
you.
could have
right.
been high on
That-
Percocets.
That was the
100%
thing.
high on Percocets.
But you're like, no, this changes my outlook. Yeah, I'm gonna
I
appreciate.
think you did talk about some sort of outlook change.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know.
It
Am I on the
lasted
right
a
path?
week, and then you're like, ah, fine, give me a beer. Like that's it.
Yeah.
No, you're not on the. No, you fell off that train the week later.
Yeah,
If you were on that path,
All right, is this topic about me?
it should be.
should be.
It's
So
a tumor.
you, how about you? You're pretty injury prone.
Yeah, it
You
started.
bounce
You
back
have
pretty
surgery
good
lined
though.
up.
I do.
Oh, you have surgery.
I started off young. I broke my arm. I might have been 6, 7. Fell off the railing, like on a porch, like kind of an elevated porch, and I was on the railing and I fell off, broke my arm. I remember crying. I was 6 years old. I cried like a bitch, but I know 6, broke my arm. But you don't know, and then it's just like, oh, your arm. And I still remember to this day seeing my X-ray, and just like the little chunk of bone, just like floating, just like it's like whoa.
I can't fathom breaking something like a bone because I've never had it. I don't know the pain.
I don't remember at 6 years old. I don't no longer remember the pain. I remember crying, like, and I was in Barrie, which technically weren't even in Barrie. It was
Makes
like
it worse somehow.
outside. I think it was like Angus
You
or
want to go
something.
to hospital in Barrie?
I don't know. Nearest hospital must have been like 4 days drive. So I was like, I'm gonna die here. So I started off young. I got that. I remember when I was like 10, I got hit by a car.
I don't think I knew this.
I remember like my dad used to clean like an office building or whatever downtown, and my mom would like sub in for him whatever if he needed to. And so I remember I would go with them whatever. And I remember, and I had like all these like tiny like, the army men kind
Yeah.
of like figures, like those kind of like size figures. And I'm like, well, I need entertainment, so I grabbed like 20 of them. And we're crossing the street, and I drop one.
Oh, classic.
Right in the middle of the street. I'm like, well, I pick them up. I look up. There's a taxi coming my way, but because it was turning left, like at a light or whatever, it was going relatively slow. I think I cried, as one does when you.
As
get
one
hit by-
does, yes.
Out of the shock, just like I just got hit by a car,
I think
right?
your mom probably would have cried too, like seeing your kid hit by a taxi.
Yeah. And then
But any injuries resulted in that?
I went to the hospital and got checked out. I was like fine. My
Kids are pretty durable.
first paramedic experience. That was fun. And the paramedics commented like, he's actually our lightest patient today, which made Fat Nick feel better about himself.
They probably saw you were fat and they're like, let's make this kid feel a little better.
He's technically the heaviest kid. It was like 9 a.m. So and then I think I was like in the clear there for a little while, from like 10, because then I just got super fat and just played video games during my teenage years. So I don't think I did much physical activity, so I was safe.
But then you return to soccer. You play goaltender.
Yeah,
but so you've had some pretty like gnarly like thumb injury. Like you fucked up your thumb.
There's certain fingers. I crack all my fingers in every position. There's about 3 fingers legit. I can't push this down a certain way because I feel like I'm gonna vomit. And like this one. There's one like I can't move a certain way. This thumb. Oh yeah, this thumb right here. It's this weird nauseous feeling I get.
Oh my god, that's
God. And that was from one of our old buddies who's coming back, Alex.
Yeah.
Warm up, rocket, warm up, because you guys love to rocket them. Like you're ever gonna pull off those shots? And I stopped, and I just felt the sharpest pain ever. Whatever.
And then your thigh, you also, the thing about, the reason I want to bring this up with you is because like it's always very noticeable. You bruise like crazy,
you give me shit
like
for
a
bruising.
ripe banana.
Yeah, you give me shit for bruising, but I think I get hit harder than you give me credit for. I don't bruise because someone does that.
You saw my ankle.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, no bruise. You on this
whole leg would be blue.
You'd have a bruise up to your hip.
I remember the last time I had a bruise.
Do you remember? Yeah, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That
like
thigh bruise.
But you've had bruises there on your leg, on your ankles.
That was like fucking a Charlie horse. Like that was the hardest hit. Fuck. And maybe about 6-7 months ago, I was playing co-ed, and it was a girl who crashed in this arm or this arm. I don't know. Crashed into my bicep. One of the few times I actually yelled. Like I went down and I was like squirming in pain.
The girl that kicked your ass.
No, it wasn't with our co-ed team. It was on.
No, but I remember there was a girl that like ran into you or something like that and like knocked.
100%.
Didn't like she didn't hurt, but like, you knocked your window and like you were out.
Oh yeah. That's probably for sure. But this girl, and I remember like you talking about like no one on our team's ever like gone. Like I was squirming. I was just like ref.
Yeah,
End the game.
A real injury for sure. But I'm saying none of us have
and
ever
I can't
taken
reach
a dive.
my back at a certain point.
None of us take dives. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, and soccer's given me plethora. I'm pretty like my meniscus. So I have
You're going over surgery.
I have a torn meniscus. It is a high tear, or what's it called? A large tear. So I'm going in for minor surgery. I like to play it up for major surgery, but it's just.
But your wife will have none of that.
I will have none of it.
Yeah.
Jane, put the picture of our text conversation here. So I'm going in for surgery in March, and that's going to take me out of like complete commission for about a week or two. Like he said, like don't drive, whatever. And then I'm back, and then pretty much no sports for about 3 to 6 months, he said.
When are you going for this again?
March 20th.
So it's the end of the winter season.
Can you come out for my birthday?
It's not the end of the winter season. It could potentially be like 8 games into it. Because if it starts like mid-January or
yeah.
Is that Game Boy games?
Yeah, that's what Jesus gave
me. I had that for 4 years in my house.
At least 14.
14 years.
No.
So I got a couple of stories about my injuries. Are you done? Okay.
I think I've picked up a lot of injuries, so
yeah. So one of my injuries, so I've never like broken a bone. The closest I've ever done is I dislocated a shoulder. It's a pretty good story. It starts off with me on roller skates, which is already hilarious because I don't roller skate. And then, so therefore, me not knowing
like
how to
you
roller
never knew, okay.
Like I wasn't a good roller skater. Like I when I was a child, I would roller skate, but I wasn't very good. So then comes my friend, and I think, actually, I'm not even sure who this was. I think it was Alex, not soccer Alex, not Alex, of course. And he had a bicycle and a string. So
naturally
tie the rope to the bike, hold the rope.
Did you say how old you are?
10 years old.
Okay.
Like old enough to know that I shouldn't do this. Old enough to be able to play. We were playing like we lived in an apartment building. Definitely like 10 years old. Yeah. 8 or 10. And there's like a little like parkade in front. I was playing around there. And so he was pulling me on the sidewalk. And obviously, I don't even blame the guy. You go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Eventually we were going so fast that I was like being pulled. Like I got like scared. Like it was too fast. So the only way I could think of braking there's grass. We don't so go to the grass. But as soon as I go to the grass, the wheels on the rollerblades like dig into the dirt, into the grass, and I went flying and landed.
So letting go of the rope wasn't an option? And then just coming to
No,
nice?
I think I let go of the rope,
Oh.
but I was already going too fast. So I was like, I need to stop.
You should have
So-
tried the hockey stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, rollerblades.
Ankles just go. Fly right on my shoulder. I'm out. Scream bloody murder.
It would be hilarious if your rollerblades dug into the grass and you flew out of your rollerblades.
I like to think I did. Let's just add that.
Let's
for
just
effect.
add that image.
Land. My buddy like realizes, turns around, and I'm like holding my shoulder. And like I said, we were in a little parkade. So my buddy's like, I'm gonna go get your dad, and we lived on the ground level of this apartment building. So my buddy rode his bike to the thing, knocked on the window. He's like, Jesus is hurt. It must have been a Saturday because my dad was home. Runs out, all this. I'm still on the grass, holding. It's been 10 minutes at least, right? To the point where at this point I'm not even crying anymore. But I see my dad and I start crying. I'm like, I gotta sell it because it did hurt. He runs up, picks me up, and like my shoulder was dislocated. So it was like not where it's supposed
Flopping
to be.
around.
And someone says, okay, let's go inside. Let's bring you home. Like let's go home and then we'll take you to the hospital, whatever. Get into the house. He's like, okay, sit down. Hold into place.
I remember this story now.
Yeah, hold in place.
I don't think
And
I
if I
do.
held it very carefully, like, and like I didn't move, it didn't hurt. Right? It was like any movement would hurt, but if I sit there very carefully, I was like, I stopped crying. So I was like, and then my dad's like, okay, we're gonna go to the hospital. We're gonna get checked out. Clearly, it's all fucked up. We're gonna check it out.
But your
My mom. So my dad goes, Rosa, let's go to the hospital. My mom's like, I'm in the middle of cooking dinner. So I remember being like, but I gotta go to the hospital. She's like, if I leave now, dinner's ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this point, again, I had stopped crying, and like if I stayed very still, it didn't hurt. She's like, you're fine. So I literally sat in the living room with my dad watching TV for about 30 minutes while my mom finished cooking dinner with a shoulder like this.
Was it like checking circulation or anything?
Nothing, none of that. Just like this, 30 minutes. My mom finished cooking dinner, and then we went to the hospital.
It's weird. Paramedics can do a lot of things, but that's one of them they can't do. They can't reset a dislocated shoulder unless circulation is really compromised. They can call for like permission, I think. But yeah, they can't. It's weird because they can do a lot of things, but not that.
Well, funny enough, Tanya's shoulder like pops out on just
the regular.
the regular, so she just knows the procedure. I remember when we first started dating.
It's pulling on it, right? Like you
Yeah,
pull
or
it
she
so it
does.
gets
There's
back
different
into-
techniques. It depends because her shoulder just like pops forward,
Yeah.
up, down. Like
Some people you can lift it up.
yeah, it was a winter. We had just started dating, like when we like a few months in, and she lived in a basement apartment and had like these stairs to go down, and she slipped and grabbed the rail, and like it popped off.
Jesus.
So
Did you tell her to wait for dinner?
it was one of those moments where it's like I didn't know this was a thing, like because it looks so innocent. It's like she just slipped like this. I was like, oh, I'm like what happened? Like what is going on? But she was like at that point she was a pro, so she popped it back in. But me not knowing about it, I was like, let's go to the hospital. You gotta get checked out. That's not normal. Like she's like, no, it happens. It happens. Now the other day, like it happened. I was like, pfft. Like sorry, like is it in? Okay, let's keep going. Like now I don't care anymore. So that's one of my injury stories. My only like broken bone injury. The other cool injury I've had, and I think this is unique in saying this, and I know it's, but I've been stabbed. So I think that's like goes down as like
Really?
That's my go-to story when someone sees my scar on the back of my neck.
that you've been stabbed in the back of the neck.
And survived.
That's actually pretty good. So I was stabbed a few months ago in March, like for real. I was stabbed. I know you guys know this, but I'm telling them. So I was for legit stabbed a few months ago in a work-related incident. Watch the news, March 6th or something like that, or March 10th.
It was a fake army, right?
Yes. There you go. So I got stabbed, but the funny thing about that incident was the incident happened, and then like a bunch of stuff happened afterward. Obviously, the commotion and like someone else was injured, and actually was the one who did first aid on the other injured person, and all that good stuff. And then like as the adrenaline kind of subsided, right? I remember getting like this pain in my back, and going to one of my coworkers and be like, "Hey, my back hurts. Do I have like a scratch?" Because I had fallen on my back at one point, and I'm just like, "Can you check my back?" And he like lifts up my t-shirt, like, "Nah, man, you're fine."
I really thought I heard this story for the last time.
You
Taking away from it, it's just every time I hear this story, I'm like, okay, it's gotta be the last time.
do you really like? Forever, the story will be told.
I know.
Wait till something comes out of the upcoming situation.
Yeah, like this is not even the story.
Yeah.
I eventually hope to tell the story.
Cole's note.
Yeah, this is a Cole's note.
So buddy lifts your shirt.
So then
says
nothing
you're fine.
happens, and so like writing statements, like maybe 45 minutes later, writing statements, and I'm like, it's pain. Oh, also remember, like I remember writing my statement and my hand doing this, like the adrenaline leaving your body is crazy. But now the pain was there. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And again, my buddy's like, lifts up my shirt again. He's like, you're fine. Finally, I go to a close buddy of mine. I'm like, listen, something's up. And this other dude that keep asking to check my back is not doing a good check. So, okay, let's go into like around the corner there and like, take off your tunic, take off your shirt, and we'll like check. Maybe you have something, right? We're like, take off my tunic. Look at that. As soon as I take off my tunic, all of a sudden my buddy's like, you're dying. And I was bleeding from my ribs. I got stabbed just, right there. Just like.
Is there anything there still?
Yeah, a scar.
It's like this big.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like it's epic. Like the knife went like 4 inches into me. Literally just the tip of the knife. Just the tip. Just for a sec.
Yeah, just see how it felt.
Yeah. And I still got stitches. I got like 4 stitches or something like that. But it was like, so it was an hour after it happened that I had realized that I had actually been injured.
And like you had mentioned, like the paramedics came and they left.
They had come because there was another injured person, and then the assailant were taken by the paramedics, and then they had left. This was an hour later, just the police taking statements and everything like that. And when they found out I was injured, because I had to go up to a cop and be like, "Hey, I've been stabbed." He was like he looked around like, "What do you mean you've been stabbed? Like, who stabbed you right now? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, no, man, this happened like an hour ago. Like, during this whole thing, I got stabbed. So then they called the paramedics back, and the paramedics like grumbled back, like, who did we miss? Like, was there a dead guy somewhere that we didn't catch? And the worst part was, and you can appreciate this, having done your training, is like I was still mobile, like I was still GTG, like I was good. So the paramedics go, okay, yeah, you get to the hospital, you need stitches and like whatever, X-rays and all that good stuff. So I'm like, all right, let's go. And I start walking out the door. They're like, stop. Get on the stretcher. I'm like, no.
That's the problem with Ontario paramedics is they're so on pins and needles because they feel like they're gonna get fired for every little thing, and people sue and all this and that. Like,
and I was so mad about it.
If you would have walked that to the ambulance 5 years down the road, you decide to sue, then they'll have to go back to their notes, find out why, and go back, and they'll end up in court and all this and that. But common sense needs to be had.
Yeah,
you could also just refuse, straight up refuse. They just have to document it. That's
I think because I was in uniform, I just like it's a different environment. They're just like get on the thing, yeah. and then so I got on. I sat. They're like, no, lay down. I was like, I don't want to lay down because they had parked in the front of the building. It's a big federal building. They had parked in the front, so they literally had to wheel me through the front. Like, it was a commotion, right? It was like 2:00 in the afternoon, so like there was people everywhere. I'm like, no, man, I'm not doing this.
We had a guy.
So I laid down finally, and then the worst part, like, actually got me upset was they had to strap me down, like strap me across my chest. And I was like,
we picked up a guy in Woodbridge, old Italian guy was chopping wood in his backyard and took an axe right to his thigh, and he hit an artery. So whenever we take the cloth off, it was like a stream of blood. He wanted to walk to the ambulance, but that we wouldn't let him.
Yeah. Well, I guess I had an injury to my abdomen area. Like, I see it, but it was so annoying. That was the worst. That was like literally worse than the actual stabbing. More traumatizing. It was so annoying.
Yeah. And then you were just stitched up and...
Yeah, X-rays, no broken bones. Got stitched
fine.
up. And GTG, I was back to work literally the next day.
That's got to be... Is that cooler than the tumor? I think
when the whole story is told and all.
Yeah, my tumor has no story to it, right?
But again, I like the story. The story of your tumor is that we all hazed you for months.
Yeah.
Months. You were a bitch.
Months, and we all thought you had like carpal tunnel of the neck.
Right.
Like you.
Well, I used to violently crack my neck. Right? Wham, wham.
Yeah,
and he used to joke about like you're gonna just break your neck one day. I don't do that anymore though.
So that's the joke, right? Like, No, Jamie, stop being a wuss. Stop. You spend too much time on the computer. You have no neck muscles. Like these were all things I remember me saying to you, and then all of a sudden,
I'm now missing a good like inch of my C1, 2, and 3.
You had a tumor the whole time. Tumor.
There's a
like
gap. There's
that's
a gap back here.
It was. I don't
Isn't
remember.
that fucked that I'm missing like your bone. Right
you're
here.
missing a whole bunch of shit though.
Yeah, it's true, man. I don't need an appendix. Who needs it?
I had my tonsils removed,
Yeah,
but
me too.
I don't know how did tumors work. It wasn't. It was benign,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have killed you. It just would have hurt you forever.
Well, no. The problem was it was where it was. So the fact that it wasn't growing per se, but it was kind of moving right on my spinal cord, which all your nerves go up through that. So I started to lose like feeling in the tips of my fingers, which is the beginning of like that could have been easily
Paralysis.
lose your legs.
I still would have been like, Jamie, you spent too
Oh,
much time on the
now he
computer.
can't walk. What a little bitch. Yeah.
But anyways,
Or getting hit by a car when you're 10 years old.
Or getting stabbed.
Or getting stabbed. Let us know down below.
Which has the best injury.